With free agency frenzy slowly starting to wind down, the NFL rumors are slowly starting to creep up. And there's a rumor going around about 49ers star wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk. Could he be on his way out? Will the 49ers move him? Does he want to play for the 49ers? Whole bunch of stuff's about to pop off. And listen, we just getting started. So I tell you what, stick around. We're going to break it down. And you guys get to get your takes off right here on the Wayne Breezie Show. Let's have some fun today, y'all.
So bright that we shining. All we know is the Niners. Ready to go at its finest. So faithful to the bay. I be sipping gold bar whiskey on the rocks, and a 24 karat gold on a watch. My 7-1 Chevy beat tipping non-stop, sounding like Trent Williams on the block. So you know we can't stop, we be banging through your speakers. WayneBreezie on the field or in the bleachers. You can tune into my show and I'm a teacher. WayneBreezie, the 4-9 preacher. We so bright that we shining.
What's going on to all my bright, shining stars out there? Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the WayneBreezie Show. It's Wednesday. It's the official day where we get to take off. We're going to talk about this topic today. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Also, feel free. You can leave your comments in the comment section. I'll try to star the ones that I see. But if you want to get on the show, you want to talk about it, feel free. I'll put the link in the show. And we'll break this down, And look, let me just start off by saying, after I say that I love you guys, I do not want the 49ers to trade Brandon Aiyuk, and I do not want Brandon Aiyuk to play for another team for the rest of his career in the NFL. I'm that guy. I want him to be a San Francisco 49er. It was great drafting him. It was awesome watching him grow, but I do understand that this is a business as well, not just for the San Francisco 49ers, but for Brandon Aiyuk as well. He is an entity. He is his own business, and he has to do what's best for him as well. Bunch of stuff to talk about. We got some NFL news we want to break down as well, or look at and get your takes on that as well. But, guys, thank you for coming into the show, man. I appreciate you guys for being here with your boy Breezy in this off season. We'll start the show off with a super chat from the one and only Miss Peachy Brown in the building. Thank you for the super chat. She says, salute to Breezy and all the faithful queens and kings out there. Please follow the WB Network on Instagram for all your NFL, NBA, and NCAA breaking news and updates, right? So what we're doing over there is we're giving you all the breaking news up and updates for the different sports. MLB season kicks off. It kicked off, I believe, already, but the official start or opening day is next week, March 28th, if I'm not mistaken. If you guys are into baseball, we'll do our best, do our due diligence just to give you some breaking news things. That's what's going on in the MLB world. But thank you for helping get the Instagram channel, The WayneBreezie, to 18K. Appreciate you guys over there. Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, they're all growing, and I owe it all to you. Let's give a shout out to some of our members right here on the Breezy Bunch crew. Jax Knox in the building. What's going on, Jax? Hello, Wayne and Faithful. Have an awesome show. Thank you, Jax. Appreciate you. Nick, what's going on, bro? Nick Nice 21 in the building. JP Hella Hard 2800 is in the building. My brother Manly, what's going on, dog? He says, good morning, Wayne and Niners faithful. Black Orchid 772 is in the building. Good morning. Good afternoon, family. Yes, we got that right. My man Colin is in the building as well. Colin, is it evening over there? We got a good evening as well. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother Kenny's in here. Tanisha's in the building as well. Another member of the Breezy Bunch crew. She says, good morning, Breezy, with the hashtag BB. Fernando, good morning, fam. Good to see you. 49ers underscore throwback. 49ers underscore throwback. It's time for you to get to your throwback vids, man. I like watching those videos, and you bring back the nostalgia, whether you go back to the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 10s, the 20s. It's just always good to see what you have cooking over there with your throwback videos. So, man, go ahead and get those up and running. I know we got a long off season, but I'm looking forward to that. To see what you guys going on. I knew it was almost evening. It's evening. It's almost to the evening. 55 more minutes will be evening over there in the UK. So I appreciate you for tuning in, my brother. Thank you so much. Guys, man, let's have a great show. I am excited because you guys, if you're watching, you're able to click on the link. You'll be able to join. and get your take off. We'll talk about, you can talk about anything you want, actually. You know what I'm saying? Free agency is still underway. I don't want people to think that it's over, but it's kind of dying down. Like, you know what I mean? Like the Niners filled all their gaps. They filled all their holes. I think there's a couple of positions I think they still may try to address. The Niners are really going to be preparing for the draft, which is a little over a month away, and really get down to the nitty gritty on how to build this roster for the future. And I can't wait till today's episode of the BAM Show with Mike and myself. We're going to have a great show for you guys because it's called On the Bubble, right? And so we're going to talk about some players that potentially will be on the bubble or may be on the bubble headed into the 2024 season. We're going to focus on a particular draft class and break that down. So that's 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you guys have the ability to watch that show, you don't want to miss it because I know Mike has got something cooking. So I can't wait to see his thought process and how he breaks things down because Mike is that dude. He's a little different. So it's going to be interesting. Marty Marr, 49er Empire, thanks for tuning in. Shout out to everybody that listens to the podcast. I feel like I don't give them enough props. But if you guys listen to the podcast, whether it's Apple Podcasts, whether it's Spotify Podcast, you know what I'm saying? I just want to tell you that I appreciate your ears and your feedback. I appreciate the ratings that you guys give the podcast. Everything that you do when you're driving, you're walking, you're out running. I appreciate you guys as well. I know this is a live show where I'm live on the air, but I appreciate you guys that actually listen to the podcast. And if you're not subscribed to the podcast, go ahead and do it. The WayneBreezie Show, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And for those that want to know where the Nitty Gritty Niners Talk crew is, we got a big draft board show planned, and I think what I'm going to try to do is combine Nothing But Niners, Nitty Gritty Niners, and we put together the big board. All right. Now, the app or the site that I was using for the big board after I paid for it, I realized it's no longer there. So I got to figure out another way to create a big board for all those creative people out there. I need to put a big board together. Do I use Google Sheets, Docs, whatever? I don't know. But we're going to put this big board together live on air on a Monday night. So we're going to be getting down to that as well as the draft approaches. Some NFL news that I did want to talk about. The owners meeting is, I believe, next week in Orlando. So all 32 NFL owners are going to get together. And here's something that just came out of nowhere. And I want to break this down. This was kind of cool. I actually have the official ruling 2024 playing rule proposal number 8. Now, this hasn't been, accepted and granted as of yet, but they are looking to prevent or take away the hip, they call it the hip drop tackle, right? So the hip drop tackle is on his way out. They're proposing to take it out, and we'll look at this. And we'll break it down. Let me go ahead and fix that up. Shout out to our sponsors over at Residency as well. You guys can save $5 using the promo code SFBreezy. They have a nice little sale going on. So go ahead and check out residency.com or whatnot. And so you can go ahead and save on your purchase. And you can rock these cool SF hats like your boy Breezy. All right, so Ari Myrov of My Sports Update on X. He says the NFL Competition Committee has proposed a new rule that will penalize a player with a 15-yard penalty and grant the opposition an automatic first down for using the hip drop tackle to bring a runner down to the ground. All right, this definition of the hip drop tackle: A, grabs the runner with both hands or wraps the runner with both arms, and you just drop the weight, you bring him down, or unweights himself by swiveling and dropping his hips and lowering or lower body, landing on and trapping the runner's legs at or below the knee. Now, the NFL owners next week is going to be scheduled to meet, and this was Mark Andrews, who just came back from an injury last season, and you can see that ankle. Oh God, man. And so that's just a picture of it. I don't know how to properly tackle in football, but this is about player safety, and they're trying to make the game as safe as they possibly can without tackling out of football. Right? That's the only thing I could think. But this is a new proposal, and I'm sure there's going to be more proposals coming up soon. So I just wanted you guys to, see what was going on as far as what the NFL is trying to create more safety for the players. So I do commend the NFL for that. Round of applause for the NFL as well. And there's also a new kickoff proposal that's going to be coming on. We'll break that down on the next show because I have to read it and understand it. Like, the new kickoff proposal rule that they're trying to do. So, that's going to be something crazy to look at. But let's go ahead and get to, some of your questions out there. You know what I'm saying? Look, Oscar says it's the stupidest rule. How else are you going to bring some of these beast runners down? I know what you're saying because when you look at how do you tackle Derrick Henry? I'm just curious. How do you tackle Derrick Henry? What's up, Red and Gold Blooded? I don't know how do you tackle these strong George Kittles, guys that are Deebos. Like, how do you tackle them? I don't know. I don't understand it. Oscar says just make a two-hand touch. You know what? Marty Marr, 49er Empire, just call the NFL flag football. I mean, I don't want to see it go to flag football. I don't want to see that. JW, I can't answer this question because I don't know. I literally don't know how you're supposed to tackle. Like, I expect to see a lot of penalties. Not to say you get a bunch of tackles like this, but I expect to see some flags. You know what I mean? I expect to see some flags or two because players got to get it right? They got to learn how to tackle. You know what? They can still tackle from behind. They just can't drop their weight. Right? They can't drop their weight. I don't know. They'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. That's the only thing I can think of. They'll figure it out. Let's talk about what is going on with the San Francisco 49ers, and you got reports going on right now, not per 49ers, but per other teams. And, guys, I want y'all to understand that the things that are happening right now are normal. This is normal football stuff. I know it only seems like it happens to San Francisco 49ers. I know it does. But just relax. Like, expect what you're expecting. These things, like these reports are going to come out. I expect to see more Deebo trade reports. I expect to see more Aiyuk trade reports. But what is going on with the Brandon Aiyuk situation? I know a lot of us want to know. And I would say that nothing. I would say nothing's really going on. I do believe that, and I know for a fact that teams are going to call and acquire about players. I know for a fact teams are going to call and acquire about players. But I'm not going to say that they're rumors. I'm just going to say that it's speculation and that there are going to be reports about Brandon Aiyuk, the trade rumors, all that type of stuff. Okay, so just expect it. It's a contract extension season. For those that don't understand, Brandon Aiyuk is currently under contract for his 5th year. When you are a first-round draft pick, teams have been granted the option to select you to the 5th-year option at a number, at a cost. Brandon Aiyuk's cost at the 5th-year option is going to be about $14.1 million. I think that's what the number is. It could be 14.2, 14.3. Let's just say 14. Let's keep it at the 14, okay? So Brandon Aiyuk is there. I'm just trying to give you guys the background just in case you forgot or whatever. When you look at Brandon Aiyuk and you say to yourself, this dude's a number 1 wide receiver, okay? Like what makes Brandon Aiyuk that dude? Well, I could tell you, man. It's not just because of his back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, but that helps him. That helps him a ton, right? That helps him a ton. It's also about the intangibles, the blocking, and all that type of stuff. When I look at Brandon Aiyuk, man, look, per PFF, this dude finished with a 92.3 grade. You know what? Let me stop bullcripping. And I know a lot of people don't like to use PFF, but you know what? It just gives us a nice little substance of where people see him graded, all right? Where people see players graded. Brandon Aiyuk, out of the wide receivers, is number 2, right behind Tyreek Hill. So in 2023, his grade is right under Tyreek Hill, who's number 1. And so your top 5 receivers in 2023, per their grade, per PFF, Tyreek Hill, Brandon Aiyuk, Nico Collins, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Justin Jefferson. All these dudes are going to be asking for contract extensions. Like all of these dudes. I think Nico Collins might have been tagged. I think it's just a bunch of stuff that's going to be going down. So Brandon Ayuk's numbers have put him, I don't want to say into the upper echelon of the wide receiving position, but I've discussed it before. I discussed it with Sterling on his show. Make sure you check out 49ers Access show on YouTube. I discussed it and said, listen, that guaranteed number has got to be solid. I think that guaranteed number, when they're talking contract extensions, and we'll break this stuff down a little bit later, that number has to be solid. It has to be a number where I think his agents and crew are coming in and starting at that $55 million range, maybe a little high. I think his agents and crew are going to start at the $58 million range, 57 to 58. And I think the Niners are going to try to get him. They're going to start at like 52 guaranteed, and they got to figure out a way to get into the middle. Maybe the Niners might even lowball it and say 51, which is $1 million more guaranteed, if I'm not mistaken, than Calvin Ridley, who just got his contract. So the contract negotiations are going to get crazy. We all know this, that the San Francisco 49ers do not really kick the tires on this stuff until sometime in July, and expect the holdout from Brandon Aiyuk. Expect stuff. But I tell you what, here's what I do know, and y'all can tell me what y'all think. Here's what I do know. If Brandon Aiyuk gets past the draft, his ass ain't going nowhere. Now, the only thing that's making me worried right now is what teams are willing to offer the San Francisco 49ers, because it's draft time. That's why these rumors are heating up. After April 25th, literally April 25th, the first day of the draft. After that, now we just got to sit back, relax, and just let these two conglomerates come to some type of an agreement. Now, that might cause a ripple, because we do know when players hold out, they tend to don't be the same player when they show up. They just don't tend to be the same player. I'm hoping Aiyuk has a little different mindset on what he chooses to do, but they just tend to not be the same. I don't think Nick Bosa was good last year. That's my take. But Brandon Aiyuk trade rumors really started to heat up, okay? Now, they started to heat up because of a report that came out, and I do want to share that report. It was on Andrew Filipponi, the Pony Express. This is where it started. Let's go ahead and look at this. The Steelers have looked into 49ers wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk. He's entering the last year of his contract. Steelers would have to execute a sign and trade, but they've shown interest, okay? And this is where the stuff started to, unravel. First, it was with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Apparently, the 49ers, now that might have been a rumor, but apparently the 49ers called Jacksonville and said, hey, give me pick 17 and give me Zay Jones, the wide receiver, and, you got a deal. But apparently that ain't, I don't know, whatever. But the Steeler acquisition, the Steeler thing that came out, and this was on the radio as well. And this is Andrew Filipponi. He's saying that they have some interest. Now, I think all 31 teams in the NFL have some interest in Brandon Aiyuk. All 31. All of them. Why? Because he's going to make that team that much better. But I think what's starting to happen is this is what I love about Brandon Aiyuk. He's controlling. He's the troll, right? So he puts out a tweet on yesterday about him and Mike Tomlin saying that, hey, we look like twins, right? And now the faithful is going binoculars because they think there's some type of, and it could be, it's some type of hidden message in there, some underlying message. Hey, man, I want to be in Pittsburgh. I want to be with a coach that's going to get me the ball and all that type of stuff, right? And so, look, I get it. I'm with it. I understand it. I understand the faith. One thing about me, I'm gonna understand you. Okay, I'm gonna understand it. I see it from every angle. All right, and everybody has a voice. I might not agree with everything, and I might always try to find the brighter side of everything. I can't help that. It's who I am. But I definitely will listen, and I definitely understand like takes and opinions and things like that. It's one thing you can say about me. Speaking of that, make sure you go vote for me and the gold the podcast that the poll that's going on right now. I think it's a couple of more days. If I do win in round one, I think I'm going to have to face the one and only Miss Tracy Sandler. That's going to be crazy because I know I'm going to lose. But hey, getting out of the first round, getting to the first round is cool. So go ahead and check that out. Gold Podcast Network, all right? Now check this out. Look, if Brandon Aiyuk, if this is something that will start picking up steam closer to around the draft, this is the only time I feel that the 49ers would entertain a trade for Brandon Aiyuk. But the Steelers going to have to come with the bag, okay? This ain't going to be – I see my little brother Keith says, let him come. Wave that terrible towel. I don't feel like the Niners want to trade Brandon Aiyuk. I believe that the Niners want to work out a deal. This is a player that they drafted. This is not a player that they inherited. That's what makes it a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? It makes it a little bit different than the DeForest Buckner situation, because I know that gets brought up a lot, right? But it makes it a little bit different for the simple fact that this is a homegrown player. Like, this is a player that they drafted, they saw after, they wanted, and usually John Lynch takes care of those guys. Brandon Aiyuk definitely has outplayed his rookie contract. So for those that are like, well, why is Brandon Aiyuk doing this? Because he's outplayed his rookie contract. That's why. Brandon Aiyuk is outplayed it, okay? Like, Brandon Aiyuk has outplayed the rookie deal, and you need to find a way to extend him. Brandon Aiyuk finished last season with 7 touchdowns, 1,342 yards off of 75 receptions. I'm going to say that again. Brandon Aiyuk finished the 2023 season, and this is the regular season. We're not talking about playoffs. We didn't add any of that in there. You ready? 7 touchdowns, 1,342 yards off of 75 receptions. He only was targeted 101 times, and his yards per reception was 17.9. Brandon Aiyuk was balling out. Brandon Aiyuk balled out. They didn't use him much in the slot, but definitely as a wideout, he was balling out. And so, like, he's literally outplayed the rookie deal, right? And so that's why he's looking for this contract extension. But he's looking to get paid. He's looking to be a top wide receiver in the NFL. And I think the question is, do the 49ers want to make him a top wide receiver? Do you get what I'm saying? Do they want to pay him as a top wide receiver in the NFL? Do they want their money tied up into a receiver that I don't want to say the wrong word, because I know everybody's replaceable, but I don't know if Aiyuk is that unique to where the Niners wouldn't move him, right? He has to have a uniqueness in him. I think he's a freak. I mean, I think his wingspan is ridiculous. That's uniqueness enough for me to not move this kid. But the question is, do they want to tie up certain monies? Now, there's ways to spread the money out, so that helps. That's not a big deal. The question is, do they want to be paying two wide receivers top tier money? And that's the question. And if they weren't paying a guy like, and I'm not saying this, that they weren't paying a Trent Williams $30 million for the next couple of years, possibly, right? But they are. The reality is that they are. I think the 49ers do find a way to get it done. We just got to wait. Now, like I said, the Pittsburgh Steelers going to have to come. You know what? Let me ask you a question. What do you guys think? Let's say the Pittsburgh Steelers want Brandon Aiyuk. Let me ask you, put this in the chat. I want to know what you're thinking, because I never asked you what you thought. What would you trade Brandon Aiyuk for? Don't say you wouldn't trade him, because I get that. But if you were opt to trade, what would the haul have to be to move Brandon Aiyuk. Now, the Steelers picked 20 in the 2024 draft. I'm sorry, but I want my picks now if I'm going to get picks. Me personally, it's got to be a first and a third, at least, minimum. What did A.J. Brown go for in his trade from the Titans to the Eagles? Because that's where it starts. If I'm a San Francisco 49er, I'm just curious to know what you guys would, if you were to make this trade, what would it be? All right, so I'm all about picks. Mizell says everything. I want it all. All right, I know. Listen, this is a great question because some people think if I'm going to trade Brandon Aiyuk, give me Minkah Fitzpatrick. If you ask for Minkah for Brandon Aiyuk, do you still want to pick? I'm just curious to know what you're thinking. Just curious. JM617 says top 10 with an elite player. That elite player would be ding, ding, ding. Where's my ding, ding, ding? Hold on. Pause. That would be a guy like Minkah Fitzpatrick. Oscar, the 20th pick, which is their first round pick, in both thirds. Oh, I like the way you think, dog. I like the way you think. Jedi, first, third, fourth, or fifth, right? Because I can use that ammo to move up. I could dig it. Ralph says number one and a third or player. All right. So I'm curious to know, Ralph, if you're asking for a third or a player, it can't be a top tier player. So who would you want? You get what I'm saying? Like, and Fitzpatrick doesn't even play. He plays for the Broncos too. So what am I? No, where's Fitzpatrick? Yeah, he's with the Broncos. What am I thinking? Who would you want from the Pittsburgh Steelers that is that's in that realm? You get what I'm saying? That's in that realm. Who would you want? I'm just curious to know. Who would you want? Oh, he's a Steeler. I'm bugging. I'm tripping. Why did I think he was a Bronco? Patrick Surtain is the Bronco. Yes, give me Fitzpatrick. My bad. Get those two mixed up all the time. Yeah, give me Fitz. It's got if you ask for Fitz, you can't ask for a one. I'm sorry. If you ask for Fitz, you can't ask for a one. You can't ask for a one. It's got to Fitzpatrick straight up. And what is Fitzpatrick? Fitzpatrick probably has a contract too, like, you know what I mean? Oh my gosh, there's no way in hell that they're trading TJ Watt, Kenny. Come on, dog. But that's what you want. I can dig it. Mizell says Fitzpatrick and 2 picks. Come on, man. They're not giving up Fitz. Now, Fitz been dealing with some injuries. This is kind of a cool one, though, from Oscar. This is a cool one. Give me both thirds or Joey Porter Jr. So I like this, and the reason why I like it is because you talk about a second-year player that hasn't proven himself. The Niners need a cornerback. See the way you thinking, bro? See the way you think? Man. And so I still want a first, though. Do you think we'll still be able to get pick 20 and a guy like Joey Porter Jr.? Do you think that makes sense? My little brother Keith says, yeah, he's not going anywhere. We could give you Connor Hayward in 2 picks. I don't think the Niners want to take on a elderly defensive tackle. I don't think they want to do that. I think that they're cool where they are. They just got rid of an elderly defensive tackle, so I don't think they want to do that. But it would be a young guy that hasn't proven himself. I think that would be the route that the Niners go in. That's a pretty good one. So let's you know what? Let's bring you guys on, man. If you guys want to come on, get your take off, do so. If not, we'll be here for a few more. It's not going to be a long show. We'd love to see what you guys got. If you guys have questions, you can also put those in the comment section. Make sure it's a question for me, and I'll find a way to I'll get to it toward this show. Believe it or not. Here's the link. I'm gonna go ahead and post that. Yeah, I wanted to look at this, man. You guys are spot on. You guys are spot on. We definitely don't want the fullback Connor Hayward. I'm sorry. We don't want Connor. We don't need a fullback. We're already paying a fullback. What's the big brother name then? What's Connor's big brother name? What's the Walter Payton Man of the Year name? Why am I getting them mixed up? I remember Connor Hayward. Did he go to Michigan State? I felt like he went to Michigan State, the fullback one. This is Fitz's contract. 4 years, $73 million. Yeah, I'm not taking on that contract. Cam Hayward, thank you. Cam, get him mixed up all the time. Cam and Connor. Now you bugging with that one. We definitely don't need Connor. I'm sorry, we don't need the defensive tackle older, and we don't need another fullback. We already got a fullback. Juice, he took a restructured deal. He's gonna be fine, and it is what it is. So I don't think we go that route. Plus, I don't think Connor could do what Juice does. It would be one of those young guys that haven't proven themselves. Like, and I know you guys like Joey Porter was your first round pick. I get it. You're not going to move on from that. But they're not giving up a fifth Porter or Fitz. And I agree. Like, these guys aren't going anywhere. Like, the Steelers aren't stupid. But if the Niners, the whole point is, if the Niners want, if the Steelers want Brandon Aiyuk, okay, the Niners get to ask for what they want, right? Like, that's the whole point, right? The Niners get to say, well, this is what I want. You want him, and this is what I want. So I'm just thinking of how the Niners would come at this. Like, you know what I mean? That would be pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? All right, man, we're going to bring on a guest as of right now. Let's have some fun with this show. We got the rumors going on. I got my brother Mike in the back. Mike, you ready? Let me know, and we'll get you on. Love those frames, man. Definitely. What's going on, bro?
What's up, man?
Nothing much, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I just saw you talking about the what we would give up for Aiyuk, and I figured I'd jump on.
Yeah, I'm curious to know, man. What's your take on that, man? First, what's your take on the whole Aiyuk situation? Is this normal? And then let's say you are going to entertain it. Let's say you're the GM. Like, what would you ask for Brandon Aiyuk? Like, what do you want in return?
I mean, I want a lot as well. I said it in the chat. I want like a first-round pick and a player. It doesn't matter which player. I just want a player.
Okay. Is there any player? Let's stay away from the Steelers stars, right? Let's stay away from Fitzpatrick, maybe like a Joey Porter Jr. Let's stay away from those guys. The T.J. Watt, like which player on the Steelers and George Pickens? They're off limits. Those guys are off limits. But who would you want?
I think it would be one of those three. So I don't know who else.
I don't think they would give up a guy like George Pickens.
Then we don't give up Aiyuk.
Ooh, is there any other receiver?
I can't think of one off the top of my head that they have.
All right, so let me bring it up while you go ahead and talk. So let me get the Steelers depth chart, and you go ahead and talk.
But yeah, but otherwise, the situation, I think it's normal. All this stuff that's going on, it's normal talk when you same thing that happened with Deebo.
Ooh, I got one for you.
Okay.
What about Calvin Austin III? Speed, can be a return guy, slot receiver. I think he came out of I want to say Kentucky or Kansas, one of them two schools. Can't remember which one. I just remember
guy, I guess.
Yeah.
How long has he been in the league? I don't.
Give me a sec. Let's see. He entered the league 3 years. So he's been in the league for 3 years.
Oh, okay. So he's still pretty much a rookie then.
Yep, 5'8". He's 25 years old.
I'd consider it. I mean, I'm trying to be really picky because, like I said, I don't want him to go. So.
No, I know. I'm just saying if we were actually to entertain the conversation.
I know what you're saying, so that's why I'm saying it's pretty much I want specific things or forget it, pretty much.
But and the reason why I chose him after looking at the roster, I'm like, oh, this can be a Ray McCloud replacement. He's not going to replace Brandon Aiyuk, but you can get some production from Calvin Austin III. You can line him up in the backfield. There's so many ways you could utilize this particular kid. Now, I'm not saying I would do this.
What if he's a returner? Like if he's a return type.
I think he can give you some good return. I mean, I think at least on the punt return.
Then that might not be a bad idea. Depends.
I just think he's Memphis. Memphis is where he went. Memphis is where he went.
Maybe you throw him in with a couple of picks or something.
I still want pick 20.
Yeah, at least that. But I'm saying maybe you could say like that plus another pick and him instead of.
See, we getting greedy. So we're saying your first round pick, one of your third round picks, and Calvin Austin. I'm digging. I say that's where you start, and then you let it rock out there. I don't think that Ralph says Freiermuth. I don't think they're going to give up on their tight end. I think they like Freiermuth. He's the only guy that scored on us too on the tight end. in that game. Fryermuth got the touchdown. Then we took him out. Like then he got hurt or something like that. He wasn't the same. But man, so what are your thoughts so far on the off-season free agency?
Not too bad. I like some of the signings. Um, I mean, it's not too bad. Like I said, I like a lot of them. Sorry, give me a second here. I'm at work at the same time doing things.
So out of the signings, once you get that pulled up, who was your favorite signing? And who are you most excited to see play in the red and gold this year? That's new to the team.
For me, my favorite, which is probably unusual, is probably Josh Dobbs. I like him. I thought he was pretty good last year, and I was like, wow, he's a really good quarterback. I didn't realize he was as good as he was, and now that he's here, it's nice to know you have somebody that possibly be the backup that could be competent if we need him.
And who would you see, who off the list of new free agents that we signed, who do you feel will have the most impact on the team?
I'm going to say Leonard Floyd.
Okay. Leonard Floyd. I like it. Finished the last season with the Buffalo Bills, 10.5 sacks. And I'm hoping you get the same type of production. You know what I mean? Same type of production from him. And I think we will. I think we will.
We definitely need it.
Definitely need it. So as far as the draft, have you been looking at anybody? Do you feel like there's somebody you want the 49ers to draft?
I haven't really thought too much about it. Maybe if we go running back, although I don't know if he'd be available for us, although it seems like every time you do a mock draft, he seems to be around. The running back from Louisville, Isaac.
Isaac Guerrero.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fastest running back in the draft, had a great combine. And then when you go and you look at what he did in college, you're like, okay, like he was really productive in the pass catching game as well as in the run game. For some reason, he just wasn't high up. But I think his stock is going to continue to rise. I'm hoping that the 49ers, if they do draft a running back, I'm hoping that this is one of the kids that they bring in, good at outside zone, good at power run. Like this kid could be a problem. Could be a problem. I know everybody wants us to draft Frank Gore Jr., and I'm all about that as well, but this kid, Isaac Guerrero, is a problem. Isaac Guerrero's a problem. So apparently Deebo is tweeting right now, or Xing, or however you want to call it. Let's read. Let me share these with everybody. Like, this is about to be funny.
Was the one there was one I responded to a few minutes ago. I don't
it must be that. All right. So I'm pulling it up right now, and let's have some fun with this. You ready? All right. So Deebo tweets,
that's the one.
Can we have a life when football season over? Like, can we travel, enjoy ourselves, go out and have fun without you fans saying all this unnecessary? Folks be bugging.
Yeah, that's the one I responded to. I told him, yeah, go ahead, do you, sir?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't.
There it is.
I'm looking for it. There it is. You most certainly can do, in my opinion. Do you, sir? Well, here's the who is he talking about?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm wondering if it's Aiyuk related or if it's actually something to do with him.
All right, here we go. Ain't talking about no trade rumors or your make believe false reports.
So maybe it is about Aiyuk.
Okay. And then the last one is Uno off here. See you in July. So his number is 1.
Yeah.
He's getting off of X, and he'll see you in July. Look, I love me some Deebo. You know I love Deebo Samuel, but I don't get it. I don't get why. I don't get it. Like,
I'm thinking maybe it has to do with Ayuk. You know, I was posting a lot of that stuff with him going to Cabo and all that stuff. I wonder if people were saying something, and he's like, "Hey,
Okay,
go on vacation."
okay, it could be that. It could be that. Like, let IU go ahead and enjoy his off season.
Mm-hmm.
Let him. Oh, I didn't even think about that. I thought he was talking about the trade stuff. But he says ain't no. He says and no ain't talking about no trade rumors or your make believe false reports. He laughed at that. So he said he's not talking about that. He's not referring to that.
I guess
You
not.
know, okay. I just wanted to pull that up because Deebo speaks, man. Listen. I love Deebo. We share the same birthday. That's little bro. Like Deebo is my dude. I just wanted to see if why he was salty. It sounded like he was salty, but yes, guys, let these men let them enjoy their off season. You
Yeah.
know, let them enjoy their off season. Let them go out there, enjoy themselves. They work hard. Once their time is called, I can't wait to see Deebo Samuel show up. Can't wait to watch that Netflix series Receiver with Deebo Samuel and George Kittle. What are your thoughts on that while I got you on here?
Oh, I got excited when I saw that because I watched the quarterback one, so I was like, okay, this is definitely up my alley.
Yeah, the quarterback one was good. That was produced by Peyton Manning. That one was good. I'm excited to see how they, the NFL films and the crew, they come together and put the wide receiver stuff on. I'm excited to see how Deebo works out because that Deebo works out. I want people to understand, like, Deebo is a workoutaholic. Like he works out. Like, that kid is strong. Like, pulling tractors, jumping off buildings and leaping tall. He's out there doing his thing. This kid's gonna work out. But I'm just excited just to see what these guys do, how they played throughout the regular season, what they were saying on the football field. It's gonna be fun to watch, man. It's gonna be fun to watch.
I think so too.
Yeah. So
I'm
any final thoughts from you for you jump off?
No, not that I can think of. But thanks for having me on, Wayne.
I
You're always my
appreciate
guy.
I appreciate you, and I want to shout you out because over there on win streaks, you're beating me right now. And I want people to join win streaks. So right now, Mike is beating me. He currently has some money in the pot. I don't have any money in the pot. So Mike must have figured out the winning formula. So I'm gonna have to hit him up off air and be like, "Who you picking?" So I can pick the same ones because I'm struggling right now. I'm struggling. So Mike, congratulations to you over there on win streaks, man. Thank you for being a part of that.
Thanks. I follow you anyway to see how you're doing, and it seems like every time I look, I seem to be a few points ahead of you. So.
Yeah, it just started. Like, don't get it twisted. I was whipping all y'all tails for a second, and then some. I could tell you what I did. I started picking hockey games.
I think I only did that 1 week.
Messed me up. You didn't like it, right?
Yeah, I think the week I did it, there was no NBA games because it was around All-Star weekend, and I was like, well, I got to do something.
Listen, hockey, I can't tell.
And college, I can't do college either.
Yo,
basketball don't work for me.
I'll share my secrets on the college in a second. But man, thanks for jumping on. I appreciate you, bro.
Hey, no problem, man. Thank you.
All right, peace. All right, guys, check out Win Streaks, man. Look, there's the promo code right there. It's WayneBreezie. All you got to do is scan this barcode, man. It'll take you right to the app. You can download it right on your phone, whether it's Android, whether it's your Apple. It'll take you right there, man. Check it out. What it is it's just a picks app. They they give you picks for different sports. Right now, you got the NCAA. MLB hasn't started yet. You got your NBA games, and you just pick. It's free money, super easy to get. You ain't got to pay anything. All you're doing is just downloading the app. Check it out. Use that referral code right there, WayneBreezie, man, and join. All right, let's get to some questions before we jump up out of here, man. Let's see what you guys got cooking out there in the chat. Let's see what's cooking out there in the chat. All right, I got one that I had starred. It's from Brandon Ben. He says, Wayne, how you feel about some people blaming Trent for look. Are the main people, you know what? First of all, this is football. Second of all, I don't think that the play. Okay, let me rewind this. I don't think that play was dirty. It might have been illegal, but it wasn't dirty. The refs didn't call it. It might have been illegal, but it wasn't a dirty play. It was just football, right? Let's be real. Leighton Vander Esch has been dealing with injuries his whole career. Let's just be real. So I don't think this one particular play is the one that ended his career. I think that one particular play just said, you know what, I think I need to walk away from football. Right? I think I need to walk away from football. And like, it's football. Like, like I said, I don't think it was a dirty play, but I think the people that are blaming him are the Cowboy fans. And honestly, few of my best friends are Cowboy fans, and they've been wanting him to walk away from they've been wanting Leighton Vander Esch to walk away from football for a long time. They felt like he was a liability out there, and it was time for him to walk away. I just think the play with Trent Williams that got him injured was the play that signed, sealed, and delivered that. And so I don't think Trent was being a dirty player. Just think Trent and Leighton got caught up, and bang bang happened. And we wish Vander Esch a successful retirement life. And it is what it is. Y'all gotta stop. Trent equals Grim Reaper. Night night. Make homie see the light at the end of the tunnel. See, this is what the people were mad about. Like, you know what I mean? This is glad Trent retired him. Trent is mean, and I don't want no weak ass motherfuckers on my offensive line. Like, I tell you that. Like, I can't live with it. I can't. I grew up in the era of the mean mugs. You dig? Like, I grew up in that era. And for the longest, them Dallas Cowboy offensive lines, them 315-pound plus dudes, they've been mean all their life. Vander Esch has been injured the majority of his career. Let's just keep it a buck. Now, if you want to talk about him punching people in the face, just don't say the wrong thing to him. It take a minute. It take a minute for Trent to tip the scale, right? It takes a second. I know he choke slammed the player. I know he did this. That was a football. We're talking about Vander. That was a football play. It's not like it happened after the play or things like that. That's a good question, though. That was a great question. Any other questions? What's going on, 49er Media? Y'all is crazy. Yo, if you guys are listening to this, I wish you could see some of these questions and these comments in the comment section. You guys got to watch the live show, man. I'm telling you, it is ridiculous. They are saying just about anything, and I love it. I love it. I wouldn't ask for a different chat for the world, man. Y'all keep it coming. This is a dope question from Scott. Scott says, has everyone forgotten the Deebo saga? This is a small comparison. He's talking about the Brandon Aiyuk, in my opinion. We don't let players force their way put with tweets. And so, like, this is part of the game, right? Like, it's just part of the business side. Not necessarily the football game, but it's part of the business side, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's part of the business side. Like, players going to tweet, social media is popping, they're going to put out their take and be out. I don't think Brandon Aiyuk's going anywhere. I don't think he wants to go anywhere. But at some point, he's got to kind of, like, in a contract extension, like, negotiation period. Is he in or out? I think he's in. Some people feel he might be out. Deebo came out and said he requested a trade. Now, I'm not mad at him, but that's also a tactic. Get some type of leverage in the bargaining agreement, right? Like, this is what they do, and it is what it is. My man Corey says, I think those comparing BA's contract to Deebo's situation are mistaken. This was just about a number. BA is not. BA's already gone. Ooh. That's deep. I just think that y'all still going on about Trent Williams. Like, Trent Williams is the guy you want on your team. Like, period. Like, the guy you want in the fight, the guy you want on your team, he's the guy. Period. End of discussion. Drop the mic. Give me Trent. There's 3 players I want. Give me Trent. Give me Kittle, because Kittle the crazy one. Kittle the crazy dude from the program. Like Kittle that dude, right? Give me him. And I'm sorry, yo. I think Deebo got hands. Give me Deebo too. Like, give me them 3. We win in every fight. Like, straight up. Like, I'm ready to go to war. But yeah, man, like this is the stuff you're gonna get, man. Like, come time. You know, it's the trade, the rumors are gonna come out. And the reason why they're stemmed around Brandon Aiyuk is because of the contract extension and the draft. So I just want you guys to just be aware the draft is on its way, and the Niners have high value. Brandon Aiyuk holds high value. So with the Niners procrastinating and doing their due diligence and taking their time to get this contract extended, you got other teams that are going to swoop in. Then you got these other teams that they're going to make their phone calls. They're going to do their due diligence. And then you're going to get the reporters and you're going to get the content creators, and they're going to speculate. It's the way of the world. It's the way of the world. All right, it's the way of the world. Now, check this out. I want you guys to make sure, if you aren't subscribed to the Patreon, I'm doing some new things over there. And I got a new show called Friday Night Lights. I did a pilot of it about 2 years ago, and I decided to bring it back. And every Friday, if you're a paid member of the Patreon, you guys are going to get a player that the 49ers have a scheduled visit with, one of their top 30 visits. I'm going to we're going to watch some highlights. We're going to go through that particular player, see why they may fit the 49ers, why they may not fit the 49ers. That's only on the Patreon, so make sure you guys check that out. Those that aren't paid members of the Patreon, you get your, you could I still do the mock draft up there. I kind of go through some of the players and who I like and things like that. So make sure you guys check that out. It's patreon.com/@TheWayneBreezie. All right, so make sure you guys check that out, man. The link is right there in the chat. Click on that joint. You could sign up for free. You'll get some content, you'll get some stuff, but for the exclusive stuff, you do have to pay to be a member of that. And it's really cool because I'm actually doing real homework. Like I'm deep diving into certain things. It's not just we not just watching film. We literally are going through the players and things like that. A bunch of prospects to look at, and get ready for that. Like, that's the news I'm excited about, right? Like, I'm excited about. And if you have questions on the Patreon, like, you can ask me like one-on-one in a Patreon thing, and I'll respond to it like boom, like that. To the paid members. But we'll go ahead and we'll start breaking down some of these prospects. We'll be doing some draft shows. I got a new show that we're going to be bringing with the Pigskin Picks. If you guys watch that, we're going to try to do a live show, myself and Mose, and we're going to be doing like league mock drafts as well, and trying to fit who goes to what team, and that way you can really kind of see who might fall to the San Francisco 49ers, because that's the only team that matters. So got a lot of new things in fruition, and for those that just like pop culture, I got something that I'm working on with myself, Mike, and Peachy. So we like I do want to do a music show. So you guys gonna have to just love it, because I just love music. So got a lot of stuff to break down. But for those that want your 49er stuff, I'm always going to be here Monday, Wednesday of the off season, and some Fridays, all right? And I'll let you know which Fridays will be back available. And again, if you guys ever want to jump on and get your takes off, feel free. I'll put the link in the chat. You guys can do so. At the end of the day, I think the San Francisco 49ers have done their due diligence as far as free agency. They filled in holes. And I think that the 49ers may just be a better team on paper than they have been. Now, they did lose some key pieces, and I think Eric Armstead will be the biggest key piece that they lost. But I think the 49ers have found a way to kind of like stop the bleeding, and we're going to see a different type of defense come 2024. I hope we get back to what we were, which was just rush. I want to heard you rush. I want them to be on their Busta Rhymes this year. I want them to just rush, right? Relentlessly, fearlessly just go after the goddamn quarterback. Ain't no rules, like new rules about tackling the quarterback. Get to the quarterback, bring his ass down to the ground. For those that wanted Chase Young to return, I'm hearing the rumors out there about the reason why the 49ers didn't offer him that contract extension could have been due to the fact that he needed surgery on his neck, and so they decided not to offer him that contract. So luckily we were able to get a guy like Leonard Floyd. The Niners did their due diligence in free agency. Let's see what they're going to do in their draft. I love you guys. David says, do you do a call-in show? I do. So the call-in show hasn't been working where you guys can call in. For some reason, it's just not working properly. So what I do is I just provide you with the link, and you guys can just join the show. You know what I'm saying? Live. Now, you can join the show without your camera on. So it's just your voice. So it'll be like a call-in show. Guys, March Madness, I believe, kicks off tomorrow. Get those brackets in. All right. Make sure you guys do that. Shout out to the Breezy Bunch members. Once again, I appreciate you guys. I salute you all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. It's your boy Breezy. Don't forget to check out Residency. Use that promo code SFBreezy and download that WinStreaks app and use the promo code WayneBreezie. Till the next time, stay up, faithful. Stay strong, guys. Look, it's off-season time. We gotta hold it. We gotta hold down the fort. Love you, man. Peace out.
I be sipping gold bar, whiskey on the rocks, and a 24 karat gold on a watch. My 7-1 Chevy be tipping non-stop, sounding like Trent Williams on the block. So you know we can't stop, we be banging through your speakers. WayneBreezie on the field or in the bleachers. You can tune into my show and I'm a teacher. WayneBreezie, the 4-9 preacher.